Hey y'all, it's your girl, the missus with the kisses. Mwah. I know y'all like what you doing up here first. I know. I just wanted to come up here first because, first of all, I don't have a sneak peek. As y'all can see, I did not do a sneak peek this time, so I didn't have that to play. But I just want to tell y'all thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for the support, for the love. Thank you for coming through tonight to support Dori Scott um in the death of her baby Izzy. We gonna celebrate Izzy tonight. She gonna tell us all about Izzy. I'm so excited. But first, we gotta kick off with the intro. Here we go.
Let's talk about real life issues, love and relationships. Let's have a good time with the missus. Let's talk about celebrities. Let's talk about caring events. Let's talk about things you don't see on regular TV. So join in on PEACHY Time. PEACHY Time. Tune in on PEACHY Time. PEACHY Time. Come join us on PEACHY Time. PEACHY Time. Join us on PEACHY Time. PEACHY Time. Yeah.
In order for y'all to do what God is calling y'all to do, to take y'all platform for it to plateau and it can go to levels that you never seen, they'll best believe it's gonna come with devils.
You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. I don't want them to be like they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. But I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody going to clean it up.
Me and Jason. Me and Jason gonna clean it up. And then Poolie gonna help out too. Poolie gonna come through like Superman. He gonna swoop on through. What's up, y'all? What's good? Welcome to Peachy Tea Time, Peachy News Edition. To anybody out there that's watching for the first time, welcome. I'm glad that y'all here. We have a very special show tonight. Let me check my sound because I don't want nothing to be trying to mess up. Y'all know how the devil be acting sometimes. Y'all already know. And we ain't finna have the devil intervene tonight. Not tonight. We sure ain't. So we finna go ahead and we're gonna bring up my co-host, but let me check my volume. Hold on. Oh yeah, I'm good. I hear it. I'm good. We good over here, okay? So let me go ahead and bring up my co-host for Wednesday, baby. Can't do it without him. Sometimes I have to, though. Sometimes I have to. Maybe Jason might be busy or something. So don't think I can't carry this on my own. Explicit language, and allegedly tonight, okay? But what does mama got to say? Ain't nothing allegedly about it, okay? But here go Jason now. Jason.
It's the first of the month. Wake up. It's the first of the month. Wake up. Hey, you like that?
Yes.
I appreciate that. I had to go ahead and switch my outfit. I had to go change my outfit real quick. What up, though, family? I see everybody out there. Welcome. We appreciate you pulling up today. Tonight will be an amazing story. We will love to give love to this family, especially to this young lady through all the tragedy that she has to go through and live through for the rest of her life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So sit back, man. Go ahead and share as much love as you possibly can to this young lady, and sit back and let's pray for him. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And we do have a special pop-up guest that will be popping up on us, be pulling on up. Okay. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. They want to come up and say some encouraging words to Dori. So we might as well go ahead and bring her up, Jason. We're gonna go ahead and bring up Dori. This is Izzy's mother, mama, whatever you want to call her. She had him. So here we go, Miss Dori, baby. Hey, Dori.
Hello.
All right, can you hear us good, Dori?
I can.
All right, just want to make sure you can hear us good. All right, let me pull that down. Everybody, please, please, please go ahead and share this video, like this video so we can go ahead and push this video so everyone can see what's going on. There's something that happened recently that had me reach out to Dori, and we're going to talk about that just as well. But first, Dori, let everybody know just a little bit right now about Mr. Izzy. Mr. Izzy, yo baby.
Well, Izzy was my firstborn son. My husband and I have been trying for mm, probably about 6 years to have him. My husband wanted a son so bad, and we were so excited when we finally found out we had a son. So we had so many, of course, hopes, dreams for him, for his
Mhm.
future. He was such a smart child, such a bright child. Never met a stranger. Anybody that see him, they instantly love him because he had, such a great personality. Love superheroes, dinosaurs. I mean, pretty much love everything. Like, and was just always such a happy kid. And he's truly missed by me, his father, brother, sister. Like, we miss him so much. Like, it's just not the same without him. Our car rides, our dinner table talks, nothing is the same. We just miss him.
Mhm.
And there's one other thing
Hmm.
that Izzy like to do that I noticed by looking on your page is Izzy like to take pictures. Izzy love taking pictures, y'all.
Yeah,
Izzy had like, I'm telling you, over probably about over 2,000 pictures.
yeah.
He has so many pictures. I mean, he is just adorable.
Thank you.
Adorable, adorable, adorable.
Yeah,
Like your heart just cannot do nothing but go out to you, Dory, and to your husband, just as well. Now, Izzy was the oldest boy.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, he was the oldest boy, and you have a daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
And how old is your daughter?
My daughter's 12.
She's 12. And
Hmm.
then you have another son.
He's 3.
He's 3 years old. Okay. How is your daughter handling this?
Um, well, she's of course it's hard for her. Her and Izzy were so close. She's been wanting to, a little brother or a little sister for years, and finally when we had them, they were like this, like just so close. So of course, she has days where she cries. It's hard for her. Like sometimes we're riding in the car and she just break out and cry. Like she misses him. And I know they had that
Mhm.
bond, that special bond because he was her first little brother. So it's like they just had that bond. So of course it's a daily struggle for her. And
Exactly.
it seemed like it's gotten a little better over time, but at the beginning it was hard for her as well as my son.
Wow. Wow. Now, your son, how old was your son at the time?
He had just turned 3.
He had just turned 3. So he was still walking around asking for Izzy.
Oh, every day. He wouldn't
Mm.
with any toys. Like for literally, he probably just started playing with toys maybe a little right, maybe around November. My son passed in June. Maybe around November, he started playing with toys, but he would not touch a toy. He would ask for his brother every day. There was a time where he was saying he wanted to go to heaven with him, and
Oh,
time passed. He literally tried to put his head underwater because he thought that if he would put his head underwater, that he
I
would go to
see.
heaven with his brother. So we did.
oh, the same thing, which is what happened to him. Okay.
He knows that Izzy drowned, and all he knows is, we tell him, he's in heaven, but it's hard to explain to a 3-year-old the meaning of that because we're telling him it's in heaven and making it seem, oh, he's fine in heaven. So he looks at it like, I want to go too,
Hmm.
Exactly.
please, and but I have to let him know, like, he went way before his time,
Exactly.
still be here, but so it's kind of hard to draw that line with a 3-year-old because they don't fully understand. And there's times where he'll ask, well, is he coming back tomorrow? Where on his birthday is he coming back? Is he coming back on Christmas? Like, when is he coming
Wow.
to heaven? Can we go to heaven to see him? So he doesn't understand. Like, but he just knows he's missing him. And sometimes he'll just sit and stare, and I'll look at him, and he'll just be like, I miss Izzy so much, just stuff like that. So I have my moments where I break down seeing my kids struggle with that, my daughter and my son, and knowing that maybe one day he probably won't even remember him because he was so young.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's crazy because, like you say, he keeps saying that he missed him. But you're right. That memory might go away
Exactly.
because he's so young.
Yep. And they were so
Wow.
close. They did everything together. Like they literally everything. They literally peed together. Like they be making little
Oh.
exits, trying to aim in the toilet. So yeah.
Oh. And I know Izzy was just so happy when he came, his little brother.
Yep. He loved his little brother, and he would stand up for his little brother. Yeah.
They would stand up for him.
Or his sister. Like he might have been smaller than his sister, but yeah, he loved his sister.
Wow. Now, like I told you, we go deep on Peachy Tea Time. So these 3 kids was together all the time.
All the time. Yes, ma'am.
Like it wasn't no that one had to go over here some days or some. They was together seeing each other every single day.
Every day. And my kids were close. Very close.
Right.
Wow. How's Dad doing?
It's hard for him to, because men grieve differently, but that was his first son, so you can only imagine. Like, yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, that speaks for itself. He was wanting a son for I don't know how long. And and then he reminds him so much of him. So he looks at like, I guess what he's gonna miss, the future, the things that he had for him. And I know one thing I was happy that he got a chance to do with him was coach his team. Like my husband real big into sports, and we started Izzy off at age 3 in sport, which I'm glad we did. And I remember at one of his T-ball games, the coach didn't show up, and they kind of came to him, was like, hey, would you mind taking on this team? And he was a little iffy, but he did it. And he said he's so happy that he did. He got that with his son. He got to wear the jersey with his son, So I'm happy he did get that memory in with his son, because, I think that meant the world to him. And I'm happy he did get it, because we never would have thought we would only have 4 years with him,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
well, we're gonna go ahead, Dori. We're gonna get started. I do play clips. Like I told you, I play clips during the show. So let's go ahead and get started with the first clip, and then we'll give our commentary on that. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Oh, we gotta do our fair usage first, girl. We gotta make sure we protect Peachy Tea Time, Dori. They'll try YouTube, try to take us down and stuff. So we gotta make sure we have fair usage. So here we go.
Warning. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
You can count on continuing now in Burke County, Georgia, where a 4-year-old boy has drowned. The boy was taking swim lessons at a home when it happened. News Channel 6's Darenisa Jefferson live at that home tonight. Darenisa?
Yeah, Brad, he had just started taking swim lessons here on Monday, and a day later, he was found unresponsive in the pool.
I'm totally heartbroken over the whole situation.
It's been an emotional day for Ellen Stewart after she learned a 4-year-old boy drowned during a swimming lesson at her neighbor's house.
My grandson also took lessons, and I would just be, my heart goes out to the whole family.
The Burke County Sheriff's Office responded to the home on Deer Run Road Tuesday and found the 4-year-old boy unresponsive in the pool. Investigators say a nurse on scene performed CPR until EMA arrived, and the boy was taken to Burke Health, where he later died.
I have kids of my own, so I know that the family's got to be devastated.
We spoke to a neighbor off camera who says she often saw a line of parents dropping off kids for lessons. No word yet on how many kids were in the class when the drowning happened. Stewart says it's heartbreaking.
I know people who have lost children, and it's horrible. I have children, and I could not even imagine what the family is going through right now, but my heart really goes out to all of them.
So far, no charges have been filed in this case, but the incident is still under investigation.
All right. Now, let me say this. Let me start off with this, Dori. I knew this show would be hard for several different reasons. And one of the reasons is this is something that me and Jason has talked about before on the show. I am one of those people that don't know how to swim. 43 years old and don't know how to swim. My mama don't know how to swim, but my dad and my brother knows how to swim. Now, I'm from Michigan. We don't have a lot of summer months. I don't remember my friends saying, girl, come on, let's go to the pool this weekend. I don't remember, not in teenage year, that my friends said, let's go swimming. None of my friends had pools in their backyards. None of that. But now here I am, Dori, in Atlanta, where it's mainly hot all the time. And I have 2 small kids. And I am fearful. I'm just going to be honest with you. I am fearful for them to go anywhere near a pool. Not because of IZZY, but just because I'm fearful and I don't know how to swim. But I keep telling myself, I need them to go take swimming lessons. They're going to get with teenage friends here in Atlanta, and they're going to want to go swimming. But after I saw what happened with IZZY, my anxiety has went even more through the roof. And Jason is like, swim lessons, swim lessons, swim lessons. These kids need to know how to swim. That's just how Jason feels.
Yeah.
Right, Jason?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Agreed. I have 3 little girls, 3, 5, and 9. And all of them, well, 2 of them have been through at least 1 or 2 swimming courses. And I'm glad that they have done it, but I know, the amount of time that we have to swim here in Minnesota is very short as well. So it is still that same instance of I want to make sure that they have a better way of like knowing how to be in water. So I will continue to do that. I personally want to do it myself, you know what I mean? Because after, really looking into this story as well, it kind of gave me the jitters a bit. Because you are putting your dearest in someone else's, and you really got to put a lot of trust in that person to know that, they're going to, treat them like they're theirs, that kind of instance. Right. And that's all that we hope for. And I'm gonna continue, but I do have hesitation. I agree with you. I would be in that same place.
Okay. Now, Dori, let everybody know this was not the first time that one of your kids went to this woman.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Tell us the beginning. Because number one, it was a house. It was a house. It wasn't like it was the YMCA. And we're gonna talk more on that just as well. Because I want y'all to let me know would things have been a little bit different, would we have saw different results if it was the YMCA versus this woman in the house. Okay. But let us know, how did you even meet this woman?
So actually, I heard a lot of good things about her through my friend.
This is her, everybody.
Yeah, one of my close friends and a few of my clients, and also I was directed to her Facebook page. She had a business. She was running it through, Facebook. She had a swim page, and I saw the reviews on there and everything. And my daughter at the time, when she was young, she was terrified of water. Like, would cry, would scream, was terrified of it. So we actually worked with her before we signed her up for swim. Like, we worked with her, and one of my friends could swim. I can't swim. I can't swim. So
Mm.
my daughter was fascinated with mermaids, but then she was scared to get in the water. So she would put on her mermaid tail and sit on the side of the pool, but wouldn't get in the pool. So
That part.
Okay.
we want to get her swim lessons. So we worked with her first because she was so scared to swim. I knew I couldn't sign her up for swim lessons because she would have turned that place out. So we worked with her first, and one of my friends actually kind of worked with her first. So before she even took swim lessons, she already knew how to swim, though. She already knew
Okay.
how to swim, and she was going to enhance it to
There you
like
go.
how to backstroke and enhance it.
Okay.
And I'm the type parent, I sign my whatever I think my kids need, especially if I can't offer it. I sign them up for it. Like, she
Right.
started ballet when she turned 18 months. When she turned 1, I was calling trying to find out, how old she got to be. She was in there. Like, whatever it is
Wow.
my kids need, I try to sign them up for it or whatever. So yeah, she took swim lessons with her, and she also did a swim camp with her as well.
Okay, so how old was she when your friend taught her how to swim?
She was probably Izzy, the age Izzy is. She was probably about 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah, she was
Okay.
about 4, about that same age when she kind of taught her how to do the basics. And my husband also worked with her too. So my husband knows how to swim. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you in the same boat as me, Dori. I don't know how to swim. My husband do know how to swim.
Mm-hmm.
So okay,
Yeah.
I'm there with you. I'm there. I'm just trying to figure out how did you get over that hurdle to where you say, okay, I'm finna go ahead and let my kids do these swimming lessons.
Yeah. Well, with my daughter, she was terrified of water. And me, I know that I can't swim, but I always said that my kids are going to learn how to swim. Like,
Okay.
they're
Right.
how to swim. So my daughter now, she can swim like a fish, she
Mm.
can swim. And once I had my son, same thing. I was like, but Izzy was the opposite of Paris. He loved water. Like, he loved water, but I always taught him the safety, you know, um, he knows that you can drown. He knows, all these things. We went on vacation, and he knows to wear a life jacket. He knows, but he loves water. So it was more so like, oh well, I remember we were on vacation last spring break. We went to Destin, and I remember he was in the pool with us. Of course, we went to the beach. He stayed at the edge of the beach, but in the pool the whole time, he was excited because we were like kind of teaching him how to like doggy paddle and stuff
Hmm.
like that. And I told my husband, I was like, we got to get him some swim lessons, get him in swim lessons.
Absolutely.
And my first choice for swim lessons, it was not actually where my daughter went, but it was in our area. Um, another spot in our area that I was trying to sign him up for, but they booked like that. They
Mm.
booked the same day. So after they booked
Wow.
and get in, I was like, well, we can try where, Paris went, where my daughter went or whatever. So
Hmm.
um actually I thought about that, and then like literally on vacation, she put up a post on her business page and was like she was accepting swimming. And I showed my husband, I was like, oh well, we can get him in. It was like 4 and up, blah blah. So I remember I was on vacation when I actually signed him up for swim lessons. I signed
Right.
him up, paid and everything while we were on vacation when we were talking about that. I remember. And you know, then there we were kind of like teaching him little things about swim, like, paddling, keep your head above water, hold your breath, when you go down, little stuff like that. We were kind of just, showing him kind of like we did with my daughter, but
Okay.
Hmm.
she actually learned how to swim before she
Right.
started.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think that's something parents should, look into? If you got a friend, a family member, somebody that you really know and trust, let them teach them how to swim first and then go.
So my recommendation is never leave your child around water. I don't care who it is.
Who it is? That's part. Yeah, I can see
Like
that. Yeah, you
never.
stay
I don't
there.
care if it's your best friend, your cousin, your auntie. If you're not there, nobody's gonna watch your child like a mother.
That
Yeah.
part.
And you know, and the thing is, you never think your child would drown at swim lessons, but it happened to me. Real
Mhm.
life. I never even heard of it happening until it happened to me. This opened my eyes to so much. So much.
Yeah.
I
Right.
wish I could go back in time, but here we are.
Right. I
Exactly.
because that's the same kind of like emotion that I have when I'm like, because we've taken or taken our daughters to like swim schools, like swim arenas. I don't know how to really, like a building that's specifically only for teaching children how to swim. That's it. There's
Mhm.
no playing around. This is like 4 different little pools, or like one big pool and sectioned off to literally give them opportunity to learn how to swim, and that's it.
Right.
So with that, I could be one of the parents to go walk them in, sign them in, go back and sit in the car. But no, I'm like, I'm sitting here, eye
Exactly.
on the child, and then applauding all of those little small little things that they did do.
Right.
But then again, they're around Izzy's age and those type of things. So I want to agree with you. Like, yeah, like the first thing that I would say besides beyond looking is just be there. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And really keep an eye on them 24/7, because you're not gonna have because the teacher might have 4 or 5 other kids that they're keeping an eye on. And all children, they're gonna go, like, they're gonna do what they want. That's just what they are. But now you able to have the opportunity to be like, hey, Hazel, stop, pay attention. You know what I'm saying? And then that way they don't get into any trouble. So
Exactly.
I felt that when you said that. But now, like, to answer your question, Peachy, you can again, it's still that same essence of like, pay attention to them while they're doing that. But it doesn't matter where they are in the learning scale. Just get them in there and make sure that they're really paying attention, and also have that challenging conversation with a child of like how important or how dangerous water can be if not used correctly. Like,
Exactly.
they'll be able to understand that, like, this is bad for you if you're not paying attention, if you're not playing around, you can really hurt yourself. You know what I mean? And then get them in there. As long as they're comfortable with jumping in, everything else will be able to handle itself as long as they don't panic.
Right.
Exactly.
And see, the
Exactly.
Yep.
thing is, my son, he knew all that stuff. He knew the
Hmm.
depth of water, but and also I was not given the option to stay. We were told we could not stay.
That's what I was gonna bring up just as
Uh,
well.
I
No.
would I wouldn't have ever leaving my child. If anybody that knows me knows I'm gonna be right there with my camera because I'm gonna be applauding
That part, exactly.
I
You know how many
found out
photos I got?
it was
and
so
recording.
many pictures of
So
her and her kids and her husband. I mean, you can tell she loves taking pictures. If you
I'm not
don't know
Yo.
nothing else, she loves her kids
mhm.
and she loves taking pictures and she
I'm
loves
not
her
going to
husband.
drop him off and keep it moving. I don't need nobody to watch my child.
That
I'm
part.
right there. Some people they got in the car and drove off. I was right there in my car because I could not stay in there and watch him. My first thing was I had already sat down and had my camera on. I had my phone on. I was
Yeah.
waiting.
She was ready,
She
y'all.
was
She
ready,
was ready.
feet crossed and everything. I'm ready to see my baby do
But
his
when
thing.
she
Right.
told us, that we could not stay, I kind of did this look. Me and another mom looked. I was like, "What?" But God knows, I wish I would have said, "Okay, well, he can't stay either."
Mm,
But I wish I would have
mm,
done that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell parents, if the swim school tell you can't stay, take them out. Take them out because nobody's gonna watch your child. Back to what I said, like you.
And
I
mhm.
we
parent
can't
who said
say and I do see Tiffany down there. Tiffany, I'm finna bring you up, boo. We can't say that this has never been heard of before either. Let me tell you why. Dancing Dolls. Miss Diana Dancing Dolls that came on TV. None of the moms was able to come in. I would never forget that. They always had to stand outside. They could leave if they want to, or they could stand outside and watch them do their little dances or whatever that they was doing. But they could not come inside. And I felt like that was jacked up at the time because that was the first time I had ever heard of such thing. Like, you want to be in there and see your kids learn some stuff, learn a new move, or in your case, Dori, learn how to damn swim. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to take pictures and stuff, you know? But whatever you do, Dori, please don't blame yourself.
That was my next
Please
like
do not
little
blame
TED talk
yourself.
for you. Yeah.
But and as a mother, I can about bet that that's probably what you've been doing since day one, placing the blame on you. But don't do that. Now I'm finna bring up Tiffany right quick, and we're gonna continue.
Now, just to read through a comment or two, Kimberly says, "Man, you tried to follow the rules of the instructor, which right, like she just said, like no one's available in these personal spaces. I can see that because it'll just be overcrowding, but they're gonna have to allow some leeway after that, man." Cameron from she lives off on a Gulf Coast. She said, "So many or so my kids learned how to swim at the YMCA when my son was a lifeguard. My heart breaks for you, mama."
Yes, that's Carmen. Hey, Carmen. Tiffany, thank you so much for joining us tonight, Tiffany. I
It's
did let
always a
Dori know a
pleasure.
little bit about you.
Thank you for that. Thank you for
Mhm.
that. Dory, I just want to say that I love you. You are so strong. Just you being here today, showing up on this platform, telling your story to someone else that needs the strength, that needs to pull from your strength.
Yes.
I just commend you. Like it takes courage and strength to be able to tell your story because not all mothers can go through what we go through and be able to still stand. So I just want to tell you that hats off to you, that I commend you for your strength and your faith in God and just for trusting him and believing in him. But I just want to tell you, like as Tennille was saying, do not blame yourself. Don't put the blame on you. You didn't do anything wrong. You wasn't at fault in any type of way, you know. So you did what was asked of you, and so you didn't think nothing about it. You went and sat in your car. So you can't look back on that day and say that because when I lost my daughter, this is going on 2 years. We spent that whole entire day together, and I knew she was planning on going to a party. And they were supposed to have been doing a video shoot, and they never got a chance to even do the video shoot, but it was a big old block party. And she was so cautious, you know, when she went out, because she was the type of person, she didn't even like to go to stuff like that, large crowds and all of that. From when I lost my first child, she was really, really very cautious. So even when she wanted to go, it didn't cross my mind to be like, tell her to stay home, tell her don't go, you know, because in my mind, I knew she was going to be okay because she the most cautious person when it comes to her being out, you know, and that's how she ended up getting shot that night because she didn't realize she was in the house and she just heard shots fired. She didn't realize that the shots was coming from the back of the house, that the guys who shot up the house, they came from the back of the house and they were in all black. So they came out the bushes. So she ran out the back door to try to run around the back of the house so she can get in her car and leave. My baby, she was trying to leave. I could tell you that about her. And the house that they were at, it was a patio on the back door. On the back of the house. And she made it right off the patio and it was fenced in. And her body was right there between the fence. And she never seen it coming. She literally ran right straight into crossfire and didn't know it. So don't blame yourself for nothing. Cherish and those memories that you had with your baby. He is so handsome, so
He
handsome,
is.
so
He is.
handsome. And cherish those 4 years that you had with him. And just thank God. Look at him. Look at him.
That's adorable.
Look at him. So amazing. Like way before his time. Just look at him though.
Yeah.
He was just way before his time. He looked like he'd been here before.
Exactly.
So
And you know
handsome.
what, Dori? You're able to bring awareness to other mothers. Because if a mother didn't see this or didn't even hear about this story, they probably would do the same thing. Oh, I can't stay. Okay. I already paid my money. I don't want to ask for my money back. So I'll just go ahead and I'll stay outside. I would have did the same thing. I'm being honest with you. I probably did the same exact thing. Oh, I can't stay, ma'am. Okay, I'll stay outside. You know. Now, being that you was outside, what happened when? How did you find out? Because you was outside in the car, correct?
Yeah, so the first day of swim, um, actually the first day of swim, we were kind of hanging around outside the gate because the gate was cracked. And a few of us would go peek in, like because the gate was cracked, but then the gate was locked. It was kind of like locked or whatever, so we couldn't see anything. So we kind of just got back in our car or whatever. But my son said he had a good day the first day, whatever. The second day, I kind of, took him. I remember that day like yesterday. Took him or whatever when it waited in the car. And while I was in the car, I got a knock on my window. I was parked like closer to where the road was. So it was other cars here. And then there was a fence, the gate. I got a knock on my window and I looked over. It was one of the moms. And she was like, come get your baby. So I didn't really see it, didn't register me when she first said it. I remember looking at the time and I'm like, it's early, but I wonder why she said that. So I looked back at her and I saw tears in her eyes and I immediately lost it. I just because I like I literally felt like everything inside of me had been snatched out. I could barely even walk. I slung that door open and I was praying, walking to that gate. Like, Lord, please let my baby be okay. Like, let it be a broken arm. Like, let nothing. I was
Because you
just,
didn't know exactly what it was. You just knew
no,
she was
I didn't know.
crying.
She just said, come get your baby. And I saw her face. When I walked through that gate and I saw my child laying on the side of that pool, and I saw that he wasn't even coughing, nothing, no heartbeat, I lost it. So it was like, I felt like I was in a nightmare. Like I kept blinking, like, is this real? I was screaming, I was crying. Other moms was looking at me like I was crazy.
All right.
And
Can I?
I remember yelling and asking, how did this happen? What's wrong? Let me hold my baby. Of course I couldn't hold him. They were, doing chest compressions. I'm just screaming, give me my child. I'm asking her what happened. And she's telling me she don't know. And I'm like, you don't know? Like, that was the only explanation she could give me was, I don't know. That was it. And I'm just screaming. Not one time did she shed a tear, come try to hug me, console me.
Wow.
Nothing. I'm just standing there crying, trying to call my husband and get him on the phone. He's at work. He was in the field. He couldn't answer. So I just felt alone. And finally I got my mom on the phone. So we screaming on the phone together. And I remember them come, the ambulance finally showed up. I tried to get on there. They pushed me out the ambulance. I couldn't even ride the ambulance. And so I'm standing there while the ambulance riding off. And this one of the moms came and hugged me and finally just held me. She finally held me, got me in her car and I followed the ambulance. But that was the worst day of my life. Seeing your baby helpless like that, like just laying there. I just was like, just take me, trade me. That's how I was. Let my baby get a fighting chance. But
Wow. Jason, you was about to say something.
Yeah, she kind of answered that. I was going to ask the challenging question of like, do we know exactly what happened?
Nope.
It still hasn't come out to no understanding? Oh, wow, that's
the last thing I heard, which I still never got clarification. They were saying that she was saying maybe she said that time was getting underway, which I still don't understand. Time was getting underway, and she made all 10 kids swim across, second day, non-swimmers, swim across the pool together. So the only thing I'm thinking is if that dare happened, maybe he didn't make it across. Maybe he's 4. He's never swam. He does not know how to swim. He should not be swimming across the pool with 9 other children by himself on day 2 of swim lesson. So I dream. I come up with all these scenarios of what has happened, but I still don't know. I don't know what happened to my baby. But I remember getting maybe like a week after my son drowned, He came to me and he told me, he said, "Mommy, I'm okay. I'm okay." Because I could not sleep. I literally was up all night. He came to me and said, "Mommy, stop crying. I'm okay." I could hear his voice, literally. Not kidding. It's like I could hear him talking.
That's major. I don't know, man. Yeah, that is huge to be like, yeah, oh yeah, you're 4. I'm gonna have you swim all the way across. No matter how big this pool is, you know, whether it's the long way or the width way, like this is too much space for 4-year-old at 10 kids to be doing. You know what I mean?
Now, on one of the news broadcasts, and we got some more news broadcasts we finna go into, but on one of them, they said that one of the kids noticed that he was left in the pool.
So,
Like she had told them all to get out.
So I'm assuming, I think they said that granddaughter who was supposed to assist her found him in the deep end of the pool. He was under the water. But also another thing was that vacuum that cleans the pool was in the pool still. So he could have very well been sucked under. So many different scenarios that could have happened that we still don't know. So it's still a mystery as to what happened to my baby.
Wow. Okay, let's get into another news clip, you guys. Here we go.
And we continue with Burt County Sheriff explaining why his office cannot file charges related to the drowning death of 4-year-old Israel Scott. Augusta District Attorney is also weighing in.
Did she willfully intend for Izzy to die?
Burt County Sheriff Alfonso Williams says he and his investigators couldn't find any evidence to suggest that the drowning of 4-year-old Israel Izzy Scott under the supervision of his swim instructor was intentional.
And we have met with a representative of the district attorney's office for the Augusta Circuit, who also looked at the evidence and the law with us. And we were not able to find sufficient evidence that would warrant a charge of criminal negligence.
He says while there may have been negligence on the instructor's part, the sheriff's office did not find it criminal.
Criminal negligence is an act or failure to act which demonstrates a willful, wanton, or reckless disregard for the safety of others. So there you have it.
He says if the instructor would have been on her phone or even ran inside to turn off her stove, that would warrant a criminal charge.
If we had the evidence to prove that, and the evidence would obviously come from statements, could be other evidence, but mainly statements likely in a case like this, then we would be able to meet that threshold.
Georgia law states that an accident or misfortune is not a crime. The Burt County Sheriff's Office released this 23-page document of the investigation. It's made up of witness statements and accounts. The witnesses are children from the class, adults who are watching, waiting for the next class to start, and the instructor.
The instructor herself didn't see anything unusual, didn't hear anything unusual. No splashes, nobody called for help. There's one child out of the 9 who were interviewed who said that Izzy got out of the pool ahead of him.
The report says Izzy was discovered in the deep end of the pool by another student, but according to witness statements, no one knows how. Several witnesses say the instructor was the last person to get out of the pool. And while Sheriff Williams says 2 attorneys from the district attorney's office have reviewed this report and agreed with its findings, District Attorney Jared Williams released a statement earlier Thursday saying his office had not yet received the report, and because of that, a decision has not been made in whether criminal charges will be pursued. Now, Sheriff Williams says the investigation was turned over to the DA's office around 1 o'clock today. I also asked him about several laws concerning teacher-to-student ratios and swim classes and how the mother was not given any consent forms to sign. He says those laws are for public pools and not private pools, which is where Izzy swim lessons.
But I don't want to hear.
Okay, so this is my take on this. I wouldn't care if she was outside. I wouldn't care if she wanted to go use the bathroom. I wouldn't care if she went and got something to drink. I wouldn't care if she wanted to go get a snack for the kids. I don't care what she went to go do or what she did. My thing is, you get paid for this. This is your job. You get paid for this. This is your job. You should know what happened. If you don't know what happened, you need to go to jail. Flat out.
But this
You
just
should
it.
know what happened with any of those kids there. And since you don't know, since you want to sit here and keep saying, I don't know, then maybe when you go to jail, maybe you can figure it out there. But that's how I feel. Just because she did not know, you need to go. You're supposed to know.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, am I right or am I wrong?
She's supposed to know. That's exactly what I was going to say. You know, you had a class of 10 children, right? So if 10 kids went in the pool, why you didn't make sure 10 kids came out the pool? Period.
Exactly.
You should have did a head count. Why wasn't you right there making sure every single child was accounted for that was coming out of that pool? And why was those kids going back and forth across the pool anyways by themselves?
When the kids go to field trips, they make sure that you count each one of them, getting back
Do
on
a
the
head
bus.
count.
When you go somewhere with your friends, and even as adults, it could be 10 of y'all. You gonna make sure all 10 of y'all is in that doggone parking lot.
You sure is.
You see
and somebody gonna know somebody missing.
Exactly. So that's
I just don't even understand it. I don't even understand how he got left unattended. That part I don't understand. How did he get left unattended? Because he was definitely unattended. So how was that not negligent?
Exactly.
I do have a question. When it comes to the instructor, was it just her? Did she have like a helper of sorts?
So when my daughter was doing it, I want to say it was her, and I think it was her son or somebody was helping her. So this particular time, I thought she had somebody helping too, but we left, so I didn't know. But when I found out later that it was only her and her granddaughter with 10 children.
And was her granddaughter
She was
above?
She was what?
She was a child.
11. She was a
I
child,
thought she said 11.
Right.
Now, is this pool in the backyard?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was like on the side of the house, but it had like a privacy fence all the way, around it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you did say she had closed the fence up.
You can't see. Well, I don't know who did. Say who, but
yeah, not her. Exactly. We don't know for sure if it was her or not.
You can't see anything. Put it like that.
Okay. Okay, so now we got that part out the way. How long did it take for them to decide, okay, now we're gonna file charges on her? And what made them change their mind? Because Mr. Black Man sounded like he knew for sure that she don't need to be charged with anything.
Right. So well, now here's the thing, and I'm not bringing, like, I'm not helping support people. What I want us to understand is that the law needs reconstructing in the way that it's worded, and this is the law in every state, as you see, governed by the state of Georgia. What not misdemeanor, but what they like, the allegation should go into a criminal cause. It's like it has to be like visible, and the evidence has to show that she was negligent in paying attention to it. As simple people, as just normal ass people, we can see that she obviously wasn't paying attention to something, but no evidence points towards it to have it. So that's where I think a lot of people should stop with that. Like, well, per the document of 82.5 and document C, this is what is stated. Like, nah, man, that's a criminal charge. She was negligent, period. Like, there's no way that you're not negligent, because you've done this for how many Ahmad years with how many Ahmad kids. This shouldn't have happened, period. Continue.
Go ahead, Dori. What was Dori saying? We got Jason threw us off. What was Dori saying?
Because you're going to go to ask the question is of like what finally took charge. What?
Oh yeah, that's what it was, Dori. Like, I was talking about the charge. Like, what made them? How long did it take for them to decide? Okay, we're going to go ahead and charge this woman, and what made them change their mind? Do you know that?
So I really believe that had we not had the support, had my family not fought, it would have been scooped on up under the rug.
That part. It is set in the law books of like, this is what law looks like. Like, and you have to push against what is written in these like this ancient written rules. Like, rules should be changed as often as the people that are holding them to guidelines should be changed. Like, so if you got a new governor and the governor is going to sit for 4 years, they should reconstruct the laws that are there for the community. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're putting you in office for, not to uphold what's there. So the fight for what you guys did do was excellent. So continue like to talk about the fight that you guys put through and the things that you've done to make this happen. The charge that is for this young lady.
I mean, we just pretty much stayed consistent with. I'll probably get on the DA's nerve, the GBI, everybody. I blowed up their inbox, their phones, my family, supporters, everybody was concerned about this. So I didn't stop. I made my posts. I spoke out because that's what we have to do. If we're quiet, guess what? You have to be heard. You have to be heard. And that's one good thing about social media is you can be heard or whatever. So because had I not said anything, had I just shriveled up in my little corner and just cried, but I look at my baby picture and I'm like, oh no, no, my son, he should be here. He should be here. And then
yes,
I also, if I don't fight for this can happen to somebody else's child. Had I just been quiet, it could have happened again. It could have happened again and again and again. And then like later, as I began to speak out, other moms began to come to me and tell me that they lost kids from swim lessons as well.
Personal swim lessons, right?
I've never heard of it. Like, yeah, swim lessons actually at a swim academy or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have a mom in Texas. She's, fighting for, laws to be passed in her state right now because her son drowned at a swim school. And I never would have known. I've never heard of that. Like,
me either.
Never. Like, it's crazy.
It seems like you would want to be so cautious. Like, you don't want to hurt nobody's child. And you know they are in your care. Especially with this woman. When she's sitting up there telling y'all, no, you can't come in. You know what I'm saying? She should really want to be this thing right here. She should really want to be extra, extra careful. Just because y'all out there waiting. That's number one. Somebody got to go let y'all know this devastating news. Who wants to go and let a mother know this? Who wants to sit there and hear a mother cry like that?
She should have been the one to deliver that.
Is she doing any type of swimming lessons? Did she start back doing them or?
I don't know. But what I will say, let me add this, that I found out later after my son drowned that he actually took on too much water the first day and she sat him on the side of the pool out of class. I found that out later. Had I known that, he wouldn't have went back the second day. So my thing is, if you didn't inform me of that, that was negligence the first day. He could have dry drowned at my house with me, and I would have never known because she didn't. I went out there. We asked, how was the first day? It was a general. They did good, but never did she tell me that my son took up water. He threw up. I didn't know he threw up. I would have watched him carefully had I known. So my thing is, if you already didn't tell me the first day, out of the kindness of your heart, wouldn't you put an extra eye on him that second day? Like,
exactly.
I could tell the mother, but I knew he took in too much water the first day. Let me go ahead and keep a special eye on him because I knew he took in too much water the first day. But no, not only had he fallen in or went under, you've been watching, you saw it, got him, he would still be here today. My son did not have a heartbeat under that water. He was under that water for some time while everybody was carrying on. My baby just down there, probably panicking for his life while class just going on.
Now, let everybody know, because you said he had swallowed the water. on the first day. Let everybody know what Izzy said to you that morning. Was it that morning?
The morning of the morning that he actually drowned, and it adds up. He told me I got out both of my son's clothes. One had swim clothes, one didn't. Noah wasn't in swim. And he said, "Why am I wearing this?" And I said, "You have swim today." And he said, "I don't want to go." And I said, "Why?" He said, "You said you had a good day the first day. Why you don't want to go?" He said, "Because I might drown." Literally, with a smile. He was regular. And I said, "You're not going to drown, silly. That's why you taking swim lessons." And then I, talked to him about swim lessons and why you take swim lessons and you're learning to swim and water safety. He hopped down and he went and played. It was nothing else. He never showed any type of he's scared. He never showed nothing. It was just like a happy kid, like just saying that. And I was like, but now that I found out later that happened the first day, had I known, yeah.
Right. Because that definitely adds up. That'd be something. My stomach turns just because of how many kids we're taking on, man. Like, there's no need. And I seen the comment and it was excessive. That I agree. Like 10 kids to a person, like 10 kids in one, like even at a instructed school, is a lot for at least 2 instructors. Like 10 kids per, like 5 per instructor. That's a lot. That's a lot to be paying attention to, especially with children being so like they just do whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you got to keep their attention. So 1 instructor for 10 kids that's excessive. That's way too much.
Somebody said, still Chrissy said, this lady should have homeowners insurance. She would be in court until I got tired of suing her. But tip Izzy mama, you are the definition of strength. That what she said. Are the definition of strength. Yes. Okay, so let's get into this next one because everything goes in order, y'all. So let's get into this next clip because I have another question that I got to ask. But here we go.
You can count on begins with a family not satisfied with the investigation into a young boy's death. 4-year-old Israel Scott drowned at a swim lesson in Burke County. Now, more than a month later, his family is calling for more answers. Here's News Channel 6's Ashley Jones.
Lydia Glover Fields, Izzy's aunt, says she didn't know that would be the last time she heard that laugh.
We'll never see him go to school. We'll never see him graduate high school. We'll never see him graduate college.
And that list goes on. While the family is still grieving the death of 4-year-old Israel Scott, they've also been fighting for justice.
My problem is with the investigators. My problem is definitely with the sheriff.
The Burke County Sheriff's Office recently released a report on the investigation into the drowning of Israel Scott. That report found that there was no criminal negligence by the swim instructor, Lexington Hewson. Scott's family hosted a roundtable Monday evening. They say they want the DA to dig deeper.
The first day, Izzy took on too much water, and they took him out of the pool.
Fields says, according to the report released by the sheriff's office, another child in the class stated that Izzy was throwing up and coughing his first day of swim class.
He took on too much water. They took him out of the pool, sat him on the concrete, and left him there.
She says the swim instructor never notified Izzy's mother about the incident. Fields says she read through the 23-page report several times and found negligence on the swim instructor's part. But Sheriff Williams says while they did find negligence in the incident, they couldn't find anything to prove it was criminal.
But if you don't consider every word, and if you don't exegete and take every sentence and break it down for what it's worth and let it stand on its own merit, then of course you're not going to find anything.
The family also brought up the swim regulations in the state, and while there aren't any for private pools, they say they're going to fight to implement them. But first, they say they have to fight for justice. In Augusta, I'm Ashley Jones, WJBF.
In a case we have been following for months, District Attorney Jared Williams says the swimming instructor teaching the lesson where young Izzy Scott died now has a warrant out for her arrest. It's been 6 months since the 4-year-old drowned, and the first time we are hearing of any criminal charges. Will Rio in the newsroom for us. And Will, you've been following this since the beginning, half a year later, and this is a huge update.
Yeah, that's right. We've been asking for updates every month from the family of Izzy Scott to see exactly where this case stands. Now, the family says finally they have a decision from the DA that's allowing them to breathe a sigh of relief. Swim instructor Lexi Tenhusen is being charged with involuntary manslaughter, which is a misdemeanor in the state of Georgia. Izzy's family says this is just one step in the right direction.
6 months of waiting, no decision, and no answers until now.
I was overjoyed. I was thankful that my son is finally getting some type of justice.
On June 14th, 4-year-old Izzy Scott drowned at his second day of swim lessons at a home in Burke County.
It's an immediate heart-wrenching situation once it all happened.
Back in July, we talked with Dori and Walter about what happened that summer day. According to the family's attorney, Izzy drowned near the end of the swim lesson, about 10 minutes before his lesson was over and it transitioned to a new class. There were 10 kids, including Izzy, in his group. And 10 minutes before the class ended, the next group would come in. The attorney says it's a habit for the instructor, Lexi Tenhusen, to have the kids swim the length of the pool. The last time the instructor reported working with Izzy was just before the students swam the length of the pool when he was picking up rings at the bottom of the pool. She usually waited in the deep end of the pool and let all the swimmers pass her. That way she would be the last one to get out. The Scotts were told that as other families were coming in, the instructor was speaking with them when someone noticed Izzy was still in the pool and that he was underwater in the deep end. Merritt said there was an approximately 10-minute gap between when she last saw Izzy and the time he was discovered drowning in the pool, and authorities don't know what happened in that gap. The I-Team also combed a 22-page report of evidence from investigators. In it, a child in the class references a child coughing who got onto the concrete once out of the pool. The family told us back in July they remember Izzy telling them he swallowed a lot of water on the first day. Family believes that explains why Izzy, who loved the water, was afraid to go back the second day.
All right. Okay. So I have something that I want to read to you all. Dori, this is something that you wrote on your page. After the lady was, they had put the warrant out for her arrest. You said it has been over 2 weeks since the warrant went out for the arrest and 7 months since he drowned while taking swim lessons. She finally arrested yesterday and out before you could blink. How does this even sound right? My son's case has been investigated and then reinvestigated by the GBI, but we have yet to be informed of the findings. What happened to him? How did he drown? What were you doing while he was panicking for his life? How long was he underwater as you carried on doing whatever you were doing? Why didn't you count the kids when they got out of the pool? This is my son's life, and all I can imagine is him panicking and scared for his mommy. After 2 investigations, we still don't have any of these answers. How did this make you feel when you found out that she got right back out in a blink of an eye?
It made me feel like she didn't want to take accountability. Like, it just made me feel like she kind of, did what she needed to do to set herself up to get right out. Like she did. I feel like it makes me feel like she doesn't want to take any accountability for this. And the fact that, she was able to do it. But
exactly.
Yeah.
Now, did she get bonded out?
I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know. The only information I have is the public information that anybody can see. So I don't know.
Anybody can get.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I will probably see. I mean, it's being told to us. These antiquated laws show that if there's no viable and visible evidence to show that she was negligent, there's no way that they can keep her. As sad as this is.
But you don't know if y'all finna go to trial. You don't know none of this. Like, what did they arrest her for then?
So yeah, I think we do go to trial. I think we just don't have a trial date.
Okay. Okay. So it is a possibility that you will go to trial. Because I'm like, why did they arrest her and then let her right back out? Like, what's gonna come after this? Basically.
I can't
Carmen
believe
says
she
she was
was
only
only
charged
charged
with
with
the
the
misdemeanor.
misdemeanor. That's crazy. That's crazy to me.
Me and
If,
Tiffany was talking about that earlier.
yeah, if that had happened at your house, Dori, they would have came and hauling you and your husband off immediately. You would have been responsible for that.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
because they would have been wanting to know where were you at? Where were you at that your 4-year-old was in a pool by himself? So that's my question for her. Where was she at when you left her in the care of your son? Where was she at? Where was she at? How she not know that he was still in that pool? How did she not realize that? That's the part I don't understand. And for them not to say she's not negligent and it's a misdemeanor, it's not criminal.
All right.
I don't get that. I don't know what law they're looking into because I don't understand that. Anybody can see that.
I can only hope and assume that when this trial begins and facts start to really put together and is put in front of a jury that can really pay attention to a fine comb through this, that misdemeanor can get turned up to a criminal charge, because there is the negligence in itself is there. So if we be able to get as much people to really help and speak out on this is going to help change what the law look like. Because again, and that's what that first clip is really stating, but that goes with anything. If you get a lawyer that really knows the law and you pay them that high retainer, they're going to find the holes that are in the law for a person to prevail or get a lesser charge. That's the point of it. And that's why these laws are so antiquated. Like, it needs to be changed, not necessarily go on a feeling of like, well, we feel that you were terrible at doing this and you didn't pay attention, so this is why you should be charged. But not only can you not, like, you have to dig more than just what that surface looks like for evidence to show that this woman wasn't doing her job. And the job would be that you are in care for 10 children. And the negligence, from what my moral understanding is that 10 is too many kids for one person.
Yeah.
The law will pertain to having licenses, and I've been seeing it in the chat. This is why I kind of understand it. I have children that are in daycare as well. In order for you have to have separate license or bigger license or other people to be with you to get your license to watch children over to watch 5 or more children. You know what I mean? So why wouldn't that be the same? Like, the same what is the word I'm looking for? Structure for something like this. Well, she should be in trouble for having a negligence of not having enough people to help her watch 10 children as they are swimming in this pool. If you have one or more, if you have over 4 children, then you should have another person with you. If you have 8 children, you should have 3 people with you, because you're able to have someone on each of these child, or at least 2 children per person. But we didn't have that. She had one person watching over 10 people and her granddaughter of whatever age she was.
And I think they all should have been in the same area as far as what they're able to do. You know what I'm saying? If 3 of them don't know how to swim, she only have a class for those 3 people that don't know how to swim. If 4 of them can swim just a little bit, then we're only gonna do a class just for these 4 that know how to swim a little bit. That's how I feel. And especially when none of them can swim, it should just be one person. One person, one child. You got 2 kids, 2 people, lifeguards, something. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the YMCA has just one person to care for all these kids. I just don't think that. They got to have at least about 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. I feel like this is just all wrong in so many areas, stemming down to her not wanting nobody in there. Even if Dori couldn't swim, you don't know what miracle God could have put over Dori to jump in and save her.
Oh, I would have been in that water.
Exactly.
That part.
We would, yeah, I would have been in that water.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this was just not right. This was
But
not
even
right at
but even
all.
then, right? Like say Dori, like she do jump in the water or she don't. That's another eye that can be like, hey, look at
Exactly.
this child over here, and then everybody
Exactly.
can go run to that one child, while the other person that's out of the water corral the children that are safe. But that
And I
wasn't the
remember they had
possibility.
some big tall seats. You know, the real big tall ones. And the lifeguard be sitting in the tall seat so they could oversee
Mm-hmm.
the water instead of just the instructor in the water trying to oversee the kids. They had the real tall seats where the lifeguard people was sitting in, and they could see everybody what's going on.
Right.
And she probably don't know if she had that. Dori don't even know because Dori couldn't go back there.
Well,
You
she
know what I'm
didn't.
saying? This, no. But Dori, again, you had a child that went to her before. Things worked out just fine. I would have took my second one there too. Before I would have tried anybody else. I would have went
Right.
straight to this woman.
Previous
Hands
experience.
down.
Previous experience. Right.
Exactly.
And
Hands
that's
down.
a good. I just thought of this question as you said it. Do you remember when your eldest daughter was swimming there? Like, were there those same not stipulations, but those same understanding, like with all those children there, like, or was it more of a personal?
No, it was the same, and you couldn't stay either.
All right, but did you do you remember how many children were per session?
I don't
No,
remember.
that's okay.
The only reason how I know about Izzy was the news report.
So
Now, Mama Peach want to know. That's my mama. We call her Mama Peach.
wait, hold on. I mean, before
Mama
you
Peach
guys
want
say,
to know how much
wait.
did they charge?
It
Huh?
was $100 for 1 week.
$100 for 1 week. That he didn't even get a chance to complete a full week because it was only the 2 days.
Did she return her money?
2 weeks later, we got a condolence card and a Venmo. That was a slap in the face because she could have kept that.
That part.
Wow.
From her? The same woman that couldn't even hug you? The same woman that couldn't apologize to you and look you in your face?
I would have been so toe up to have to tell you that, or for you to have to come and look at your child in that state. I would have been weeping, running over to you. Like, I would have been so devastated. And her reaction to me, she was so cold. She was really, really cold. She had a cold heart. And I don't know why.
I got questions popping up, man. And this just goes back to when you got there, a parent told you who was trying to resuscitate your son.
Another parent.
So she was
not even her.
The one that's supposed to be like trained for that specifically, right?
Wow.
Huh.
You didn't see her do anything to try to help your
She
son.
was standing beside the lady. So I was told, I guess she helped, I don't know. I didn't see when I was there. Right. She was just standing next to her, and it was another lady. And that lady has been reaching out to me, sending me cards, so just, her heart has been with me.
You know what? Where'd she go? Lady, you so lucky that the rest of them didn't jump you. Like she couldn't even do the finishing job, basically. Try to help until the ambulance get there. Because you had to go in without the ambulance. You went in like as soon as they found out and they came and got you. And the ambulance hadn't even got there yet. I know that was a long wait for the ambulance to get there. Well, y'all, this lady is still out there. She bonded out. Someone put in the chat that her bond was $10,000. So she has bonded out. Dori, you have to let us know when trial starts. You have to let us know so that we could continue to follow this case. I have a surprise for you. like I told you at the beginning of the show, I'm gonna go ahead and play the surprise. And after this, we're gonna talk just a little bit more about Izzy, and then we're gonna go ahead and end the show. But here we go.
All I hear is raindrops falling from the rooftop. Oh, baby, tell me why'd you have to go? 'Cause this pain I feel it won't go away. And today I'm officially missing you. I thought that from this heartache I could escape, but I've run it long enough to know there ain't no way. And today I'm officially missing you. Ooh, can nobody do me like you? I said every little thing you do. Hey baby, say it stays on my mind. And officially, it's official. Ooh, you know that I'm missing you, yeah, yeah, yeah. All I hear is raindrops. Ooh, yeah, and I'm officially missing you.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna let Dori get herself together. I can see her down there. We're gonna go into a commercial break right quick. When I make these videos, y'all, it takes time. And I'm getting bits and pieces right here, pieces right there, putting it right here, putting it right there, putting it right here, putting it right there. And I check it to make sure several times. I play it. I start from the beginning, go to the end, start from the beginning again, go to the end. And then I do what I do, and then I play it again. And when I tell you, it don't hit me until I have the parent up here and I see the work that I've done. And when I tell y'all, I don't do this to make them cry or anything like that. It's truly from my heart. Truly from my heart. So let's go into this commercial. Here we go.
Don't forget to tune in each and every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, and 6 p.m. Pacific for Peachy Tea Time, Peachy News Edition. On Peachy News, they have families that come on live to tell their loved one's story on how they were murdered through gun violence, domestic violence, the prison system, and even by the police. Tune in each and every Wednesday night.
Come join us on Peachy Tea Time. Peachy Tea Time. Join us.
Peachy Tea Time is for the culture. Tune in every Friday for Peachy Talks edition, where the misses and police show crime in our black community and discuss love and relationships. Special surprise pop-up guests. Tune in each and every Friday. Check out the flyer for showtimes.
All right. Dori, I see you down there, girl. I'm still gonna let you get yourself together. Dori ain't cried. She been strong. She been strong the entire show. You know. So I want to let her get herself together. Tiffany.
Yes.
Tiffany. Let Dori and everybody know, how does it feel? Because I did the same thing for you. How does it feel to lose a child and then turn around and see something like this, a video like that?
It breaks you. It literally breaks you. As she stated, like, no mother should ever have to bury their child, and it puts you in a whole different, I just can't even explain it. Like, the pain is so bad. It hurts. It hurts so bad. It just a painful hurt. And I talk to you about that all the time. How I used
We're
to
gonna go
literally
ahead and bring Dori up.
How I used to literally just wake up in the middle of the night, just crying out to God, just begging him to just make it stop, make the pain stop, because I can't even describe how bad it feels. It's a hurt that is undescribable that I don't wish on nobody. And when I see another mother lose their child, I just know that they have to feel what I feel. And I don't wish this on nobody. Like, nobody. Because I know what I go through, and I know the battles that I have to face and the struggles that I have every day. And when I see somebody else going through it, like I literally, I wish I can just give her a hug right now. Like, Dori, I give you an air hug from me to you. Like, I just really want to wrap my arms around you so bad. Like, because I know how painful it is. I know how hurt it is. I know what you go through every single day, every single second of the day. But know that God is your strength. God is definitely your strength.
That you was gonna come up. I also told Dori that you can also, have conversations with Tiffany off air just as well. This is something that me and Tiffany has been talking about for a very, very long time now. Helping mothers that go through this. Again, my heart goes out to you, Dori. Tiffany, my heart always goes out to you just as well. I just couldn't imagine. I always tell everybody know that watches my show, that has been watching me since day one. They all know I lost a child just as well. But I didn't lose a child through swimming. I didn't lose a child through gun violence, So my heart still goes out to each and every mother that has sat there and helped raise their child. My child didn't even make it into the world. But y'all kids did make it into the world. You was able to form that great bond with them. And to have them taken away, I just couldn't imagine being in your lady's shoes. I just couldn't. So is there anything else? Tiffany, we'll start with you. We're gonna end with Dori. Tiffany, is there anything that you want to say to everybody that's out there watching, or to Dori, of course, before you get off tonight?
Yeah, I just want to address Dori for a second. Just mother to mother. I just want to let you know that I am here for you. You can get all my information from Miss Peachy, and anytime, day or night. And I mean, and I know people have told you that because I hear it all the time, that you can call me day or night, but I mean it, because I know it's been times when I needed to call people and they didn't pick up. So I know, but I'm telling you, anytime you need to reach out to me, I will be available to you. If you want to pray, I'll be there to pray with you. If you just want to talk, I'll be there to listen. Whatever it is you want to cry, I'll be there to listen to you do that too. Whatever it is you want to do or you need to do, just know that you are not alone. You are not alone, that I stand with you. And whatever it is you want to do as far as justice for your baby, know that I stand with you. And know that I love you, and I'm going to support you no matter what, all the way through to the end. So you got a supporter and a friend for me.
All right, Tiffany, we're going to bring you down. Tiffany, don't hang up until we end the broadcast, because I want to say a couple things to you as well. So I'm going to bring you down. Tell everybody bye, Tiffany.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Miss Peachy. You know I love you. Have a great night, Jason.
I love you too. All right, I'm going to bring Jason up, Dori. Jason, I'm going to pull myself down so you can say what you have to say to Dori.
Man, Miss Dori, my heart goes out to you. I love you. I wish you and your family the absolute best. Before like a hot moment, I want to talk to your husband. And I don't know if he's gonna watch this. I don't know if you're gonna show him, but I want him to know that he's an amazing man. I see so much of your son in him, although it was so many like short clips, but they're spitting images. And to know that you guys have been trying for 6 years to have this miracle of a young, beautiful, vibrant young man that is now taken from him. And I just hope that he keeps his head held high for the other children that are there. This is very tough. He's going to handle it in ways that are unknown to any man. And you said it earlier that men in particular handle their emotions differently. I ask that you continue to give him grace, continue to show him love, give him space that he may not say that he need, but just be there to know that he is also going through something unrenounced. And you said it most. There was a particular thing that happened that he was able to get to do that. He can live through his youngest one, but he's already made that special bond by being able to be there for his oldest son. That again was a miracle for you two. I just know that it's going to be a tough ride, and I give nothing but my pure blessings as another man to brother to brother. I love you, man. I hope that you continue to fight on. Don't hold so much away from your family. Continue to be as vulnerable and open as you possibly can, and fall into your wife's hands. Right, like really give yourself to her because she's doing the same for you, my man. I love you both, and I wish you nothing but continued happiness through this sorrow. I'll be praying for you guys and hoping that the world comes to your fight when it's time to actually, put those mittens on and go tooth and nail to make sure. Someone said it and it really like made my sizzles like glow, my spirit glow, and it was the new IZZY law is going to change all of that. It's going to fix the things that has been broken in the law and allow new change and new governance over small little daycares and small little workshops like this, and show that everyone needs to be watched over. It's not just black and white when it comes to something like this. So I love you guys, and I will be definitely keeping the air out and trying to fight for you guys all the way up here in the tundra.
Thank you.
Girl, that's why he my co-host. He ain't nobody else's but man. Not y'all can't have Jason. He all my co-host. Okay? I love Jason. I absolutely love Jason. It's like he always know what to say. You know what I'm saying? But Dori, this is what I want to leave off saying to you. And then after this, I just want you to give your last words. How you feel, what you want to say to the lady, what you want to say to the world, even if you just want to say something to your husband, girl, or to your other kids, whatever. I want what just speak from the heart. But I want to say this. I know you saw a lot of people say it in the comments just as well. And Tiffany has something great to say. Jason has something great to say. But what I want to focus on is this, Dori. Please don't blame yourself. It's so easy in a situation like this for you to blame yourself. Don't do it. He is truly, truly, truly. And I think when as you get older, you understand that saying, excuse me, you understand the saying, he's in a better place. When we're young, we don't understand that. Like your daughter's age, she may not understand he's in a better place. But the way this world is now, he's definitely in a better place in the hands of God. In the hands of God and baby heaven. That's what I call it, baby heaven. And I'm going to continue to pray for you, pray for your husband, pray for your children. And again, anytime you need me, you need my platform for anything, just reach out to me. I am there, hands down. You need to talk, reach out to me. I reach out to you. I'm going to be checking on you anyways. But anytime, please, please, please don't hesitate in calling me, messaging me, however way you want to get at me. Okay? And I love you, darling. I love you. I love your family. and I don't tell everybody this, but I do tell quite a few people this on my show, and I'm gonna say it to you. You seem like you're just one of us. You know, people may see you on the news, and you know you're going through what you're going through, and people just be like, "Well, I they don't understand." But when I tell you, Dori, I feel like you just like one of us. This could have happened to any of us, and you're dealing with it the best way you know how. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna let you end the show. After this, y'all, you already know what you gotta do. You gotta listen to my babies. And Dori, don't forget, I don't want you to hang up just yet until after I talk to you. And here you go, girl.
I just want to say thanks to you and to your co-host and to Tiffany, because until this, I mean, I know losing a child, I knew it was horrible, but until it happened to me, like, my heart goes out to all of the mothers that lost a child, because it's a deep, deep, never-ending pain. And I just want to say, I don't want this to ever happen to any other mom, because it's a living nightmare. It's a daily struggle, a living nightmare, to not be able to hold your child, just knowing that you'll never, see your child. Like, I never even saw my child go to kindergarten, lose his first tooth, go on his first date, none of that. Like, my heart goes out to all the mothers that has lost a child, like, deeply. And also, I would like to say thank you for you guys, for supporting me, for giving me, for reaching out and giving me this opportunity to share my story, because I would like to get this story out to as many mothers as possible, just to make you aware, because I wish I would have known. I wish I was aware. I wish I would have known what to look for in swim classes. Just from here on out, my goal is just to bring awareness, save a child's life. And I just want to thank everyone for all the kind words, the support, everything that you've done. And thanks to Tiffany, too, for sharing your story as well.
All right. Dori, do you mind if I play the tribute one more time before we end the show? All right, here we go, y'all. The tribute, Izzy's tribute. That's what we calling it, Izzy's tribute. Here we go.
All I hear is raindrops falling from the rooftop. Oh, baby, tell me why'd you have to go? 'Cause this pain I feel, it won't go away. And today I'm officially missing you. I thought that from this heartache I could escape, but I've run it long enough to know there ain't no way. And today I'm officially missing you. Ooh, can nobody do me like you? I said every little thing you do. Hey baby, say it stays on my mind. And I officially, it's official. Ooh, you know that I'm missing you, yeah, yeah, yeah. All I hear is raindrops. Ooh, yeah. And I'm officially missing you.
Return, please return. Please return, please return, please return.